Wasabis are now here for over a week, and it's time to fix some very unfair things about certain wasabis and buffing the weakest ones. Hope you enjoyed this video, and let's quickly start with Angelo's. So Angelo, I don't want to really nerf too much the strongest wasabis, because that would just be really unfair to the people that got lucky and got them, but this thing really needs some type of nerf, so it'd be something simple and quite small. The second gadget no longer affects the bonus projectiles. It's a simple detail, but it would prevent Angelo to one-shot everybody through a wall, which is just even crazier than what his Wasabi already does. Next we have Spike, and even though Spike has the curvier and more spikes on his basic projectile, it's honestly not really that impressive. So now besides all of that, Spike will also have a faster reload speed, more specifically of 1.2 seconds to make sure that Spike can deal more damage to more enemies really. Next we have Shelly, and Shelly Wasabi is horrible, so now the Wasabi would also make Shelly very fast, which would make Shelly very strong, hopefully. Next we have Brock, and his burning area would now also slow enemies down, making Brock have an insane area control because honestly, just more fire, it's just simply not enough. This Wasabi as it is, it's honestly so bad. Next we have Colt, and on top of everything the Wasabi already does, now you also slowly charge your super in 10 seconds. Honestly, it does not do much this Wasabi, so getting more supers would be really good to just deal more damage to the enemy. Next we have Sprout, and honestly, even though his Wasabi is very cool, it's kinda hard to get value, so on top of everything, Sprout will now have a fast reload speed, more specifically of 1.2 seconds. Next we have Edgar, and no, I'm not gonna nerf the bonus range of the super. Instead what I'm going to do is that, in case you don't know, this Wasabi also gives your super a faster travel speed. So I reduced the bonus travel speed from an additional 14.3% to an additional 7.15%, making the super just a little bit more counterable. Next I have Rosa, and instead of creating one bush with every ammo, now you create one bush with every punch. This means that every single ammo will allow you to create 3 bushes, allowing you to create way much more bushes throughout the entirety of the map. Next I have Pam, and even though the Wasabi is very good, it can be easily destroyed, so now on top of everything, this Wasabi will make your super 50% faster to get, so that means that it will take 33% less projectiles to get one super. Next we have Eve, and even though one pet can be very helpful against enemies that have multiple projectiles like Hank or El Primo or Amber, the pets just don't do enough, so now all of the pets that you would spawn when you receive damage would have the regular stats, making those pets that you spawn a lot deadlier. Next we have Charlie, and the same would happen to her. The spiders that you spawn over time will now have regular stats of the spiders of your gadget, making the spiders a lot more dangerous because 700 HP is just honestly nothing. Next we have 8-bit, and now on top of having unlimited supers on the map, you can also charge your super 50% faster, just like Pam. So it would take 33% less projectiles to get one super, allowing you to have even more supers on the field. Next we have Bull, and to start off, the rarity of his Wasabi would be increased from hot to very hot. And on top of that, his super would also have a faster travel speed. The same as El Primo. I don't know how much percentage faster is Super's El Primo with the Wasabi, but Bull's super with the Wasabi would have the exact same buff. Next you have Gus, and besides the infinite ghosts, your super would now shoot 3 projectiles. And if you auto-aim the super on yourself, the 2 other projectiles would just be thrown in the direction of your closest ally. Not saying that it will hit, but it will just be in the same direction, so you could land more than just one super. Next we have Meeple, and the rarity of these Wasabi would be increased from hot all the way up to Inferno. Having 3 super guided projectiles? Are you telling me that's only hot? Like, that's just crazy, honestly. I was going to nerf this Wasabi somehow, but because Meeple did get that damage nerf, that also severely impacted the Wasabi, so honestly, no real nerfs for this Wasabi. Next we have Tara, and now instead of just always spawning 2 shadows, now you would spawn 1 shadow for each enemy or even non-brawler enemy caught by the super. So you can spawn a lot more shadows, but now you need to aim a lot better your supers as well. Next have Gene, and now you also get your super 50% faster, making sure that you have even more of those pulls, because let me tell you, it's impossible to miss those pulls right now. Next have Lily, and the rarity of her wasabi would be increased from hot to extra hot, because honestly, that crazy super really deserves at least a little bit of recognition. On top of that, now you also naturally charge the super over 10 seconds, just like Bull. Next you have Pearl, and now the wasabi would also give you an additional maximum HP based off 10% of your maximum HP, so you would have an additional 780 maximum HP. Pearl wasabi, it's good, but nothing too crazy, so the bonus HP would be really nice. Next you have Lola, Nita, and even Penny, whose wasabi rarities will all be decreased from extra hot to just hot. Double super is not that crazy. They do not deserve to be these rare. Next have Crow, and now we would also charge your super 50% faster, which means that you need to hit 33% less projectiles to get your super. And Bo would have the exact same buff. Having even mines is cool, but because there's just so much happening throughout the entirety of the battle, you really need to try a little bit more to just get that many mines, plus the hypercharge is not as effective, so getting those mines faster would do a lot for Bo. Next we have Gray, and the Portal Kings now curve like Spike's second star power and deal regular damage and regular super charge rate. So this will just make the Kings a little bit less useless. Because why would I just want to randomly pull enemies without really doing anything to them? So now on top of that, it also charges your super and it is faster to pull enemies. So that should do enough for Gray. Next we have El Primo, and I honestly just want to see the bonus HP removed. He just gets so many supers, and that's already the fun thing, he does not even more HP. Next we have Hank, and honestly this is just a little too fun, and not the worst thing to counter if I'm being totally honest. So all I would really do would be to increase the rarity from extra hot to crazy hot, because this is a pretty crazy wasabi, not gonna lie. Next we have Bell, and now the shots split into 5 even if you don't hit the target, allowing you to have a lot more area control, because this wasabi, it's really garbage. Next we have Leon, and you kind of have a little bit of a rework. Your super now also charges 50% faster, so you need 33% less projectiles to get the super, but now you can only have up to 2 clones in the map. These will stop you from just getting a bazillion clones in the map because it deals so much damage, but it will also make fun because you will get just so much super, so I can see this has a fair trade-off. Next we have Buzz, and now you'll always have the maximum stun duration, but no more bonus HP. The bonus HP is honestly just so weird, and it just destroys so much the interactions with Buzz, but getting always the maximum stun will just make Buzz so deadly with those stuns, so trust me, it would be a really great trade-off. Next we have Barley, and the shots will now stick to the ground for 6 seconds. 4 seconds just not enough. That simple. Next we have Jesse, and the rarity would be increased from hot to extra hot. You have a ginormous turret that can also deal so much damage, and I feel like that needs to be taken into consideration because it's just so crazy, the turret. Next we have Barry, and the puddles that live on the ground have now normal stats, or just like basic attacks, because just having weaker puddles are just very confusing, honestly. Next we have Ollie, and the rarity would be decreased from extra hot to hot because his ability is not that crazy, but on top of that his dash would now also taunt enemies for 1 second, allowing you to get more connections with your super. Next we have B, and now you also charge your super 50% faster, which means that you need 33% less projectiles. Having the spinny bees is cool, but because the super also seems to give you spinny bees, I think that this will be a really great buff to the ability. Next we have Stu, and the bonus projectiles of the super will now also set the enemies on fire. The fire would work exactly like your super, both in damage and in recharge rate. Next we have Max, and the rarity would be increased from Crazy Hot to Inferno. The guy who has a supposedly insanely fast reload speed gets Inferno, but the one that has literally infinite ammo doesn't? That's kinda weird. Next we have Tick, and I'm totally being biased here, trust me. I want one of the heads gone. 3 heads, it's way too much. So now, just like every other spawner, and it's Wasabi, instead of spawning 1 super, you now spawn 2, not 3. Next we have Frank, and your basic attack no longer breaks walls, because honestly, it was kind of annoying from time to time, but now you gain your super over 10 seconds just like Bull Wasabi, which is a really nice trade-off. Next we have Carl, and your Wasabi now also makes your basic attack 10% faster. This was actually how his mutation used to work, so not really sure why his Wasabi doesn't make his basic projectile faster as well. Next we have Poco, and the healing would be increased from 74 to 81, so from 1% of your maximum HP to 1.1% of your maximum HP. Next we have Ruffs, and honestly just remove the bonus projectile. The insane bounce is more than enough. There is no need for more projectiles. Seriously. Next we have Ash, and now on top of double rats, he would also have an additional 10% maximum HP, allowing Ash to just be more aggressive to brawlers that can counter his insane amount of rats. Next we have Piper, and one very simple detail, the second gadget now affects both projectiles. Nothing too insane, but it will just make Piper's Wasabi just a little bit stronger, really. Next we have Shade, and whenever you hit your attack, instead of getting your super for 1 second, it will now be for 2 seconds. It's a little bit too niche, honestly, so having double the duration would really help a lot. Next we have Mortis, and the long dash bats damage would be increased from 1500 to 1800. I don't really understand why they deal less damage than your regular super. It's only just an inconsistency that I really do not like, so I would just fix it, and the Wasabi is not that strong, so I'm pretty sure that no one would dislike this change. You know what else would no one dislike? You subscribing to the channel, so what are you waiting for? And while doing that, if you like the content, make sure to check out more of it and join our Discord server, link in the description. Thank you so much, and let's keep going with the video. Next we have Mr. P, and now instead of he having whatever the crap he was meant to have, I don't really get it, now he would just shoot 3 projectiles, like Angelo. This would make Mr. P survive a lot better close range combat, and it would just give Mr. P so much more area control, so I just see so many benefits from this change to Mr. P, honestly. Next we have Byron, and now it takes 1 second of non-attacking to get the triple shot. Just the insane amount of damage that you can get, recharge rate, I just feel like this is way too toxic, really. Next we have Mo, and now you would also have a 40% shield while on the drill. The Wasabi is just not that crazy, honestly, so the shield would make it a lot easier to rush towards enemies. Next we have Meg, and the bonus range would be increased from an additional 3 tiles to an additional 6 tiles. Honestly, the bonus range right now, it's not that crazy, but if it was just even more, it would be just so impossible to miss the shots that you would just get so much value, and honestly, Meg's Wasabi is just not that good. Next we have Surge, and I don't mind you instantly leveling up, but that insane reload speed has got to stop, or at least slow down. So now instead of being a very fast reload speed, they don't say how very fast exactly, now it'd be reduced to a fast reload speed, more specifically of 1.2 seconds. Still a massive buff considering Surge's reload speed, but no way near as crazy. Next we have Rico, and I might regret this, but now the Wasabi also affects your super. I don't know why, I just don't see Rico being helpful, like at all, which is insane, really. So maybe applying to the super might be a good change. Next we have Amber, and you no longer drop oil. It's too strong. If you already have double the damage, why do you need the extra supers? I genuinely do not understand it. Next we have Colette, and now the bonus projectiles of the super would deal a damage equivalent of 9.25% of the target current HP. It's essentially just a weaker version of your actual basic attack, instead of just dealing the most mediocre 400 damage, which is ridiculous. Next we have Fang, and your basic attack charge rate would be increased from 33% to 50%, so now you only need 2 shots to get the super instead of 3. Your super still needs 3, but only 2 kicks already gives you the super, making the Wasabi just a little bit stronger. Next we have Juju, and the rarity would be decreased from Inferno to Hot. It's literally just an insanely beefy super. What is so special about it? And now probably the single most broken Wasabi of them all, I actually have a simple idea on how to nerf it. Now, the super around yourself would actually disappear if you receive damage, and it would come back whenever you did not receive damage for 1.5 seconds. This is literally Kenji's second star power, but it's with your super, and it's only 1.5 seconds. So now you actually need to be good dodging the attacks to still keeping the value of your wasabi. I actually feel like this is the perfect change if I'm being totally honest. Next we have Draco, and the rarity would be decreased from Inferno to Extra Hot. Plus, you now also get an additional 10% of your maximum HP, so now you're also a bit tankier because this wasabi is not that crazy. And finally we have Kenji, and your reload time with the wasabi will be increased from 0.1 seconds to 0.25 seconds. It's a technically 150% increase, but truth being said, it will still be broken. It's just to make sure that you don't really have infinite ammo, because that's essentially what you have. So this final little nerf should make Kenji just not as annoying to deal with. And there you have it. I fixed every single wasabi in the game right now. What are your thoughts on the changes? Write your opinion down in the comments below. Trust me, I will read them. And I'll see you on the next video.